Hey, good morning, everybody. It's time for Morning Manna. And this morning, I want to go deeper from this morning's midweek morning prayer, go a little deeper into relationships, real relationships, real relationships. Can you put that in the chat area? Real relationships. And also put in the chat area, do you want real relationships or fake relationships, surface relationships? Relationships that have no purpose. Well, that's what we're going to talk about this morning. How is everybody on this first day? Is this the first day of summer? It's the first day of summer. It's the longest day of the year. Now, 6 months from now, the 21st of December, my birthday, is the shortest day of the year. How about that? How about that? Well, I want to greet a few people. We're going to get into this morning's man. If it's your first, second, or third time joining us, thank you for joining us. Glad that you are part of our family. Let us know who you are, where you are, so we can shout you out. If you are already a part, you already joined us, you know what to do. Share it right now. You know what to do. Put your comments in the chat area. You already know that routine. So let's just get with it on this morning. Diane, how are you on this morning? Liz, how are you on this morning? Lena, how are you on this morning? Good to see you. Peggy, how are you on this morning? Good to see you guys. Elder Mobley, how are you on this morning? Good to see you on this morning. What a wonderful morning it is. Good morning to all of you. And you know what? Good morning, Verena. How are you on this morning? Pamela, how are you? Look, I want to continue. If you listen to, you prayed with us at the midweek morning prayer. If you prayed with us at the midweek morning prayer, you know that we were praying about relationships. We're praying about relationships. So God has just put this on my heart to continue in this whole flow. And so that's what we want to do on this morning. Good morning, Peggy. Country Club Hills in Illinois. Good, good, good. Just spread it all around the golf course. I'm learning the game a little bit. I don't know I'm good enough to be on the country club all the time, but I'm doing my best. Good morning, Sent. How are you on this morning? Look, let's talk about real relationships. Let's ask the question real quick. Ask the question real quick. How do you want real relationships, fake relationships, surface relationships? What do you want? Real relationships, surface relationships, fake relationships that have no purpose. Good morning, Renita. How are you on this morning? Answer that. Put that in the chat area so we can get to it. Now, the text to talk to take away 5 minutes or less. Let's get with it. Here it is. The text. 1 Peter 4:8. 1 Peter 4:8. Little tiny book in the back now. Keep flipping or go to the table of contents. Table of contents never will lie. To lead you right. 1 Peter 4:8 and following, and it says this: above all, keep loving one another earnestly, no fake, earnestly with your heart, deeply, since love covers a multitude of sins. That that how can I say it? That dialogue, if you will, that couplet, if you will, in theology terms. On one side, we have one thing, on the other, we have another. He says, okay, keep loving one another earnestly. Why? That's the first couplet. The second couplet is this: because you need to love over their sins. This couplet is telling us how to have real relationships. How do you have real relationships? Four things I'm going to share with you that I believe Peter is digging up. One, you got to be vulnerable. You got to be vulnerable. Do you not know that at its essence, love is being vulnerable? When God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Remember, it started in Genesis 3:15. In Genesis 3:15, when he gave his son, when he talked about that you would crush his head, it was because of the sin in Genesis 2. He created in Genesis 1, and he gave us free will. The ultimate of love is to say, I will love you even if you don't love me back. That's some serious love. That's being vulnerable. And God is vulnerable. Every time you love somebody, you are vulnerable because they may not love you back. Number two, you got to be truthful. You got to be truthful. Truthfulness helps with the whole transparency. It's hard to love somebody if you don't trust them. Can I say that again? I'm preaching better than y'all are responding in that um, chat area. It's hard to love somebody that you do not think is being truthful with you. Why? Because you don't want to expose yourself. How do you get real relationship? Vulnerable, truthful. Third, you got to be helpful. You got to be helpful. You got to come alongside. Galatians 6 talks about that. You got to come alongside and you want to be helpful to somebody. Don't tell me you love me if you don't help me, that you will not love me in my language. What is my love language? Well, you already know. What is that? Words of affirmation, gifts, time, service. You already know physical touch. Are you helpful? Here's the fourth and final thing: reliable. Can I depend on you? So when Peter is talking about this in this couplet, above all things, love one another. The other couplet is, the side of that is, since love covers all the multitudes of the things they're going to do wrong. Real relationships. Here's your takeaway this morning on real relationships. Real relationships are burnished in conflict, not comfort. Real relationships are burnished in conflict, not comfort. I know where you are when we're going through conflict. Hey, the Lord be with you today. His face shine upon you. Give you peace. If this bless you, bless somebody else. Share the manna. Don't keep it to yourself. I'll see you tomorrow morning with more morning manna. God bless you. Bye now.